Welcome to 7DSystem, I'm the DMG, and in this video we're going to be talking about heroes, experience, and character progression in 7DSystems, the mechanics of how it actually works. So once again, thank you for joining me, and if you'd like to support these videos, check out patreon.com/7DSystem. Now, the mechanics of the game in terms of what are the player characters. So the player characters are heroes. We define them as heroes. Because they are heroes, we give them a few more benefits than you would give to ordinary non-player characters or monsters in the game. So they are not as easy to neutralize or to kill. So they last a little bit longer than ordinary NPCs and monsters. They can perform things like coup de grace and assassinations, which other characters and monsters cannot. So we'll go into the specifics of those as we reach those points in this exploration of the 7DSystem mechanics. They can also heal much faster, so we give them a leg up in the story, so they're able to heal a little bit quicker than the ordinary person might take a week or two to get over an injury. They'll be able to get over it in a day. So we give them that leeway in the story. And generally there's always the potential of a successful roll. So the heroes always have a potential success. It may be a long shot, but there's always the potential. So that's the sort of perks that they get as player characters in the game. And that's because they're central to the story, so we want to keep them alive a little bit longer than the ordinary characters roaming around the rest of the lands. So of course, being player characters, they also need to progress. They need to get better. They need to get more skills. They need to get more stuff. They need to get more weapon abilities, etc. So this we go through the process of experience, which is not something new. This is pretty much all role-playing games talk about experience. Where this differs is there are no levels, so there's no character levels as such. There is just experience in specific skills. So again, this is something that has been in other games, but in this sort of game, in this 7DSystem, it is slightly different. So essentially the skills are made up of the abilities, which is your physical, education, mental, constitution, etc. You'll see all those on the profile sheet. So those are the abilities, and then that splits into fortes, and those fortes split into expertise, and then one of those expertise can then go out and become a specialty. So each one of these is made up of ranks. So you generally get up to 2 ranks in each ability, in each forte, and in each expertise, and then up to 5 ranks in the one specialty that you can have. Each rank on the profile sheet you will see is a square that is split up into 5 segments because it takes 5 experience points to gain a rank. So each rank is 5 experience points. Now the way you gain experience is every time you roll a success on a dice that is above the current threshold, you fill in a little square, a little segment of the square, and once you've rolled above that threshold 5 times, you earn a rank. So the ranks are then additional dice that you roll in future checks. So once you've gained a full rank, you then go from having 1 base dice to having a second dice. Once you get the next rank, you then have 3 dice. And once you get the next rank, you then have 4 dice, 5 dice, 6 dice, 7 dice, etc. All you really need to remember is each time you get a success above a certain threshold, you earn 1 experience point in that skill that you're actually performing. The thresholds start at D2 and go all the way up to D20. D2, D4, D6, D8, D10, D12, D20. So when you're starting out as a starting character, you have no ranks in anything. And so every time you roll a D2 or higher, you're going to earn experience. So you earn experience quite rapidly in the beginning because you have no ranks, and anything D2 or higher is going to earn you experience. So pretty much every time you roll, you're going to earn experience. And as you progress up and you get more ranks, after the first rank has been completed, you don't earn experience on the D2s anymore. You now only experience on D4s or higher. So D4, D6, D8, D10, D12, D20. And then once you've got that rank, you no longer earn experience in D2s and D4s. You now only earn experience on D6s. So those are the thresholds. So as you progress up, the dice that give you experience shrinks to the higher end dice. So you start to only earn experience on more difficult tasks. And this is a diminishing return on skills. So, you know, as your character progresses and becomes more advanced in things, their leap in terms of how much they learn gets less and less and less as they continue on. And this means that it's difficult to specialize in one specific area. But when you do, you know, you gain those extra 5 ranks. But that takes a lot of experience to get there. By way of example, the physical ability, you'll see on the physical ability on the profile sheet, there are 2 squares after that, and there's 2 squares after each of the other abilities. So those are the 2 potential ranks you can earn, and the thresholds down the bottom of that there is, first one is D2, second one is D4, and then the fortes are earned on D6s and D8s, and the expertise is earned on difficulties D10 and D12, and the specialty is earned on D20s. So those are the thresholds, and they're either listed at the bottom here or next to each of the abilities. So we'll take physical as an example. Once you've earned 2 ranks in physical, you then have access to all the different physical fortes. So physical fortes are things like agility, dexterity, leap, ride, run, strength. So in those, you can then earn 2 ranks in those, and then they become more specific as expertise. Then you need to have one of those prerequisites in the fortes in order to get specific expertise, which would be things like escape artist, dodge, stealth. All these are specific extensions of fortes in expertise, and then those expertise can then become one of them can become a specialty, which is merely extends that out from the 2 ranks you would normally have as a maximum out to another 5 additional ranks. So you'd go from 2 to 7. So essentially characters progress in the game by earning experience, by actually doing things, by actually solving problems, by performing tasks, solving things at a higher difficulty level. This is how the characters actually gain experience and earn more abilities within the game. So this forces you to actually perform the actions you want the character to be good at. So it's not like you're just going to earn a pool of mystery experience that gets put into some arbitrary skill which you've never done before. You have to perform those. If you want to become good at climbing, you need to be climbing all the time. And as you do more difficult climbs, you then will get into the expertise and the specialty in climbing if that's what you want to specialize in. Then the question becomes, well, how do the characters start? How many ranks do they get when they start? Well, we've decided that in 7DSystem, the best way to start is with an absolute 0 character. So we define an absolute 0 character. It's practically a blank profile sheet where you'll pick a species that you want to be, you'll pick an occupation, archetype. So we'll go into archetype characters and occupations and species and things. But these give you bonuses, not ranks. They give you bonuses that help you be better at learning in the things that you may want to have the character do. So rather than having starting ranks, you have bonuses that help you accelerate. Now, if you wanted to, you can start with ranks. Some people do actually want to start with higher level characters. It's perfectly compatible with doing that. And generally, we advise giving, the director gives out in 5 rank increments. So up to about 30 ranks. The player can split those ranks into whatever they like, so long as they meet the prerequisites of having 2 ranks in the ability before you can have a forte, 2 ranks in a forte before you can have an expertise, and 2 ranks in an expertise before you can go into a specialty. It doesn't break the game if you want to play that way, but it's in terms of character progression and actually getting the experience out of the game. Not experiences in experience points, but experiences in fun and the whole building of a character in the story rather than before the story, then it's better to start as an absolute zero character. So in the next video, we'll talk more specifically about abilities, fortes, expertise, and specialties. And then the video after that, we'll talk about character archetypes and occupations. So we'll go more in depth in all of those. So thank you for joining me. If you like this video, like button. You can also check me out on social media, Facebook and Twitter /7DSystem. And there's the website 7DSystem.com where you can get the profile sheet. I will see you in the next video. Thank you for joining me.